En primer lugar, quiero agradecer a la organización.
First of all, I would like to thank the organization for the invitation of being here and presenting our experience in Rambo as we actually collaborate in different European projects and how the Digestate is being produced, managed in the different countries.
Primero,
First of all, I wanted to give you a definition of digestate, but I don't think it's necessary, so you know very well. Only to highlight that digestate can be found either as a digestate itself or separated in the solid and liquid fractions. But what is the digestate regarding, when it goes into the biogas plant? In a general look, overview, that is 62 and weight 62%. So it can be considered byproduct, but it's a very important part of our plants. So we need to actually do something with it. If we look at the European level, we realize that 73% are directly used as biofertilizer, 13%, after some type of grading, and then a minor percentage after the nitrification and denitrification process is being used as a result. Regarding uses, in our experience, we realize that they are different regarding according to the country. In Denmark, for example, they're not used to separate digestate and solid and liquid fraction. Instead, the countries such as Norway, yes, they do it. This is a common practice. So therefore, solutions depend on the country. And based on the right graphic, this shows us how, the production of biogas and biomethane is increasing. Also, the number of plants, and therefore a bigger amount of digestate is going to be found in the market. When it comes to the regulatory framework, we realize there are different regulations, directive norms, they cover different aspects of digestate, such as the production process, the quality standards, applications, field applications, environmental aspects. But I'm not going to go into detail because this is actually not my expertise, my specialty. So this is a regulatory framework, but each country, uses their own regulations that you need to take into account. For example, here in this slide, you know that you can see how this is a summary, a summary of the different financial models for the digestate. Based on our experience in Europe and in different countries of Europe, there is a design process, plan discipline, due diligence, where we carry out a technical report, and we found 3 different cases. First one, which is the one that I come from, Denmark. This is a very mature market with a very well-established system where agriculture, farmers and Carolers appreciate, digestate as fertilizers, so it's an extra income for for biogas. And now a system, a taxation of CO2 establishing system is being established for these sectors is going to have some impact on the matter because they are going to be obliged to reduce such as emissions. Then we have the the Netherlands, which is a mature country, but they have some specific market conditions which led to a high cost of digestate because there are some middlemen that take care of the digestates in exchange of some money. So we can say here at Atlanta, we visited 300,000 tons per year with 20 euros per ton's cost of the digestate, which represented 20% of the OPEX of the plant. In these cases, we try to reduce the OPEX. A third case is a Spanish case, which, there is not a big penetration of biogas. There is not a big biogas penetration, but we are not familiar with the digestate and the benefits. So what we can see in this project is somehow, the project risk is being reduced to secure to, the licensing, so the storage and plant, the storage and plant, and we reduce the OPEX, CAPEX of the management and treatment of the digestate by trying to having that as a good income for the plant. Going into detail, we see the different models, digestate management models. We realize that it depends on the countries. For example, as a summary, we have 5 different models. The first one would be the biogas plant, which is responsible for management the digestate. So the digestate is stored in the plant, is being transported to the fields, and then it is applied to soils. This is, for example, the biogas in Germany plants. The second model is quite the same, but the transport is not taking place with lorries, but is pumped through underground pipes. The third one is the one observed in Spain and Portugal, which refers to having the plant to take care of the digestate stored in the plants. It is separated between solid and liquid fraction. The solid is applied to the soil, or is dried or pelletized, become compost, and then it is recirculated as much as possible and applied to the soil or any other can be actually processed if it's economically feasible. The other one, the 5, is the one that is related to the Netherlands, where the middleman, the middleman is the same one, the same company who supplies the material to the plant, and the one is in charge of the digestate management. And the 5th one, which many people consider the perfect one, which is the one in Denmark, where farmers and cutters take the raw material to the plant, and they take also the digestate with them. So the biogas plants do not store it. Instead, this is stored at the farmer's location. That allows, to have plants that actually manage more than 1 million tons of digestate a year, because the digestate is not stored at the plants. So therefore, we can see there is a regulatory system at the European level. However, each country apply their own regulations. So the model, depends on the country, the conditions, on the habits, how mature is the market. Sometimes we try to replicate the Danish model, which is not possible always. So, as a way of summary, right now, we can see that the number of biogas plants is increasing. That means there were more available digestate and more competition, of course, so to access, potential consumers, but also it will help us to reduce the imports, fertilizers import at European level. There will be some changes in the waste management, how slurry manure will be managed and applied to the soil, which is positive indeed to incentivize, changes in the market. But also this is about the digestate use as a fertilizer to replace the synthetic fertilizers. So it offers some environmental advantages. It reduces the consumption of natural gas to produce fertilizers, but also we have some problems. We face some problems. Sometimes it's easy to change, the farmers or the farming, habits. Digestate is used as a fertilizer to use digestate as a fertilizer because they are synthetic. Some treatment process for the digestate are expensive and risky for the investments. And as mentioned before in these sessions, when it comes to the European and national regulations, they're not at the same pace. The problems we identify in some territories because the high content of nitrates. So, and finally, they exist, even if it's minimized, the contamination of the digestate, which is also a risk. Having said this, just a couple more slides about the company that I work, which is Rumble. Rumble is a Danish company, engineering architecture company, founded in 1945 in Denmark. We are 18,000 people working in 35 countries. competences focus is in Copenhagen, Denmark, the headquarters. 6 people in the group speak Spanish. We are very well equipped for Spanish projects. And from Copenhagen, we cover the whole European area and the Pacific area. Also, there's another group, team in the United States, another team in Spain that takes care of the permitting, environmental, and sanitation. So from Denmark, we work on the technical part. The type of projects we run are here summarized. I'm not going to detail them, but at least I would say that we can give support to all the project phases. Especially we work on the feasibility projects and also due diligence projects in which we collaborate by issuing, the technical report for sellers, for buyers in different countries. And also we work as engineers for the owners engineers in English by designing a concept design, doing concept designs for plans, and also helping to issue all the process, the documents for tenderies, either in lots, revising, the different proposals being received, etc., and giving, support to the investors and developers. This is my contact detail information. I'm going to be around here until the fair is closed. So if you need anything, talk about anything, just tell me. Thank you so much.